Hello, I'm Nancy Naimi, a Shingo alumni and examiner, and owner of Excelio Management Consultancy. We're the first affiliate of the Shingo Institute in the Middle East. My journey with the Shingo model has been one of exploration, learning, and confirmation of key principles whose impact I had observed throughout my career, and in visits to organizations who adopted the Shingo model, and which I will share with you today in this talk about how purpose and systems drive behavior. We all experience transformation in one form or another during our personal lives or professional work. So, what is transformation in a business setup? When companies transform, and maybe yours is one of them, they go through a profound and deliberate change that shifts them from their current state to a desired state. Transformation requires three things: adopting new ways of thinking, aligning efforts and action with strategic objectives and long-term vision, and building systems that foster behaviors centered around continuous improvement. So how can we succeed at transformation? This is the focus of my talk today. Imagine stepping into a workplace where every individual, from the front line to the boardroom, is driven by a shared purpose. A place where systems empower people to succeed and not hold them back. Now think about the opposite. Workplaces where systems create bottlenecks and unnecessary frustration for people. We all have a long list of those. And maybe it's a convoluted approval process that stifles innovation, or policies that unintentionally encourage counterproductive behavior. Think about the frustration and waste that comes with this. What if I told you that workplaces driven by purpose, guided by principles, and supported by well-designed systems not only exist, but they help organizations thrive? Now they owe their success to an approach that aligns purpose and systems to create what I would call sustainable excellence. This is when purpose and systems work together to shape the required and ideal behaviors of employees in organizations. Now you might think this is only about operational success. It's not. It's about unlocking people's potential and fostering environments where they can truly thrive and contribute better to the overall performance of their organization. Organizations succeed through their people. Now so let us stop a second and think. Why do people act the way they do? What drives their behavior? And what makes some teams and organizations excel and sustain their performance over time while others don't? And these are really very important questions to think about. If you are listening to this talk, it means you are familiar with the Shingo model or interested to know more about it. The Shingo model is built on 10 guiding principles organized under 3 dimensions: cultural enablers, which is about fostering respect and empowering individuals. 2, continuous improvement, which is about building a mindset of problem solving and innovation and a robust process for continuous improvement in the organization. 3, enterprise alignment, which is about ensuring that all activities are aligned and tie back to purpose. Now, at the core of it all, purpose and systems. Let's break this down and start with purpose. Purpose answers the fundamental question: why do we exist? Why do organizations exist? Without purpose, we're just going through the motions. But with purpose, we create a powerful sense of direction and meaning. Take a manufacturing company I visited recently. Their purpose wasn't just to produce products, it was to enhance people's quality of life. This clarity inspired employees at every level in the organization, from R&D engineers to assembly line workers, to innovate and collaborate in ways they never had before. They improved their people, process, and business results. And Simon Sinek reminds us, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And that's absolutely true. Purpose is not just a slogan. The excellence guiding principle, create constancy of purpose of the Shingo model, it's a North Star that supports the organization, its alignment efforts. And that's really what we all strive to do, align everybody in the organization. So let's pause for a moment and ask ourselves, Does everyone in the organization understand and connect with its purpose? If not, what's stopping from making it clear today? But purpose alone isn't enough. That's where systems come in. And I would like to start with the definition of a system by Dr. Deming, which is maybe familiar to all of us and all of you here. A system is a network of interdependent components that work together to accomplish the aim of the system. And let's think about your car, for example. If one part, like the fuel system and the brakes, break down, the car doesn't run as it should. The same applies to organizations. When communication, decision-making, or leadership isn't working in sync, the whole organization can break down. The same is true for any system, whether in business, communities, or even your own life. The key to success is understanding that we are all part of a greater system, and our collective effort moves us forward faster and more effectively than if we each go it alone. And systems influence outcomes by shaping how individuals interact with one another and their environment. And this takes me back to the Shingo model. In the Shingo model, systems are vital because they align with guiding principles and organizational purpose to foster the right behavior and drive sustainable excellence. When placed in the same system, people, however different they are, tend to produce similar results. And we say structure influences behavior. Peter Sinch quoted in his book, The Fifth Discipline, "For many people, system thinking sadly means fighting complexity with complexity. Making detailed solutions for complex problems. That's the exact opposite of what is it about. System thinking offers a language that begins by restructuring how we think. And some small, well-focused actions can sometimes produce big, lasting improvement if they are in the right spot. And system thinking calls this leverage. The complexity and challenges often arise when systems are built without purpose or principles in mind. And we've seen a lot of examples through our work with the Shingo model implementation. For example, a system for employee performance evaluations should not only measure financial results, but should also encourage behaviors that reflect collaboration and innovation. Misaligned systems, on the other hand, often lead to frustration, inefficiencies, or counterproductive behaviors. Dr. Shingo said it best: people don't fail, systems do. And Dr. Deming echoed this with his insight that 94% of problems in organizations stem from the system, not the people. One healthcare organization redesigned their scheduling system to prioritize patients' needs over staff convenience, as they had many complaints. The result? Higher patient satisfaction, improved employee morale, and better health outcomes. This wasn't a quick fix. It was the outcome of redesigning systems to align with purpose and the principle create value for the customer. Now, the Shingo model emphasizes the interplay of three essential systems. We talk about management systems, improvement systems, and work systems. And let me spend a few minutes here talking about each one of them. Management systems align leadership actions and strategies with core principles, ensuring everyone is rowing in the same direction. And we spoke about purpose, and it's about direction and meaning. Improvement systems spark innovation and continuous learning, empowering teams to solve problems and adapt to change. And work systems? They're the heartbeat of daily operations, guiding tasks with consistency and efficiency. Now, when these three systems work together, they create a powerful synergy that transforms cultures, drives ideal behavior, and improves results. Now, here are two examples about two factories I would like to share with you here today. The first one is about Factory 1, where the workers are encouraged to contribute to process improvements. The assembly line workers collaborate with engineers to identify bottlenecks and inefficiencies in their processes. Over time, this shared purpose and structured feedback system led to increased productivity and reduced waste. This is a great example, and the second one is not less than that. The second one is about Factory 2, who adopted visual management system to enhance communication. So they had key performance indicators, safety protocols, daily targets displayed on large, easy-to-read boards. This alignment of purpose and systems ensures every worker knows their role in this facility and in meeting organizational goals, fostering teamwork, and sustained performance. Now, here's the key. When purpose and systems align, they drive behaviors that lead to excellence. Purpose provides the why, and systems provide the how. Together, they create a culture of intentionality and accountability. As Stephen Covey wisely said, begin with the end in mind. Think of your purpose as the compass. It points you towards your ultimate destination. Systems, meanwhile, are the map that charts the detailed route. Without clarity of purpose, the map becomes meaningless. And without effective systems, the compass leaves you wandered. Now you might be wondering, how can you apply this in your own organization? Systems thinking means moving beyond blaming individuals. Instead, we see how everyone shares responsibility for the problems that are created by the system. Here are 3 actionable steps that I recommend my clients to follow. Define your purpose. Articulate why you exist. Make it simple, clear, and inspiring. Engage your team in crafting this purpose to ensure ownership and alignment. Once you do that, think about redesigning your systems. Start by identifying systems that frustrate or misalign with your purpose. Start with your pain points. Start by redesigning the system to enable desired behavior. Prioritize those systems. And start by asking these 3 questions. Is your system aligned with your purpose? Does it create value? Does it empower people? That should be your start point. And from there, redesign the systems to generate the right behavior. System thinking as a management discipline helps us see patterns where others see only events and react to them. In my experience, this is what differentiates high performance problem solvers who generated workable and sustainable solutions from the others. In the end, the Shingo model isn't about quick fixes or service level changes. It's about real transformation, creating workplaces where people thrive, innovate, and achieve their fullest potential. As I wrap up this session today, the power to transform is in your hands. Focus on redesigning systems aligned with your purpose and objectives. This is the way forward. Thank you for listening.